Hey everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Shree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a podcast where I explore topics on mental health, physical health, nutrition, and everything in between. So if you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people, from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be, whether you are down, happy, excited, and everything in between. I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and of course, lift you up. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. Now let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey y'all, welcome back to the I'm Good podcast. I'm your host, Shree, and if you are new here, welcome. For all of my I'm Good fam, my returning listeners, what's good, what's poppin'? I hope all of you had an amazing week. And if you did not, hopefully today's episode or any of my previous episodes can help brighten up your day. Well, that's the whole purpose of this podcast, to overall just make you feel good and just also to help give you tips on how to just be more stress-free and just how to just try to live a better life every day. So, so thank you to everyone who has tuned in to these podcast episodes or my podcast episodes. Thank you for everyone who's tuned into last week's podcast episode. If you did not, make sure you go ahead and check that out. And yes, y'all, listen, like I say, I always like to just express gratitude. I think, expressing gratitude is just so important. And, a lot of times I feel like because of our day-to-day lives and whether or not we're busy or maybe we're not busy, a lot of times we forget to just say thank you. So that's something that I always like to do is just, express my gratitude and thank everyone who has tuned in. No matter how big or small the numbers may be each week, it doesn't matter. I simply just want to, just say thank you to everyone who has tuned in. So like I said, if you are new here, please stay for a while. My I'm Good fam, aka my returning listeners, you already know what it is. What's good, what's popping. Thank you for joining your girl again for another week. Do not forget also too, if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Apple device, make sure you go ahead and leave a rating and review. It literally takes 2 seconds. So if you have tuned in, if you're like an I'm Good fan or returning listener, hopefully you have already done that. I'm hoping you already done that. So if you can go ahead and do that and leave a rating and review. And if you don't want to leave a review, you can just simply leave a rating, which is just a star. So it's 5 stars. So it's up to you if you want to rate this 1 through 5, whatever. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. This helps this podcast to grow even more. So if you already done so, thank you so much. And then if you're also listening to this on Spotify, feel free on Spotify to, leave a rating and review as well. Or whatever way you're listening to this podcast, because I know this podcast is available on pretty much many podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple. The podcast is available on all major platforms for sure. But, however, you tune in, definitely feel free to leave a rating review. Or also to another way that you can show love for this podcast or just express your thanks for this podcast. You can also share it. So if you have Instagram, whatever it may be, TikTok, Twitter, feel free to tell others about this podcast. My Instagram, yes, y'all, I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out different things that I can do. Because just to be transparent, there's a lot of things that I would like to work on, a lot of different things that I'm trying to, get accomplished, but I'm trying to learn to just break things down. So, right now I'm just trying to figure out the best method for me to to upload consistently on my Instagram without, feeling burnt out, because I have a lot of other things that I'm, a part of as well. So go ahead and hit that follow over on Instagram. So I am on Instagram at I'm Good Podcast. And like I said, that page has been up, from the start of the podcast. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly, the direction that I want to go. But nonetheless, still go ahead and follow it while I'm working with that page. Let's see. Also, too, make sure you guys go ahead and go to this podcast is also sponsored by All Things Shri, which is my clothing store. So make sure you go ahead and go to www.allthingsshri.com and use promo code I'm Good Fam to get 10% off your entire order. Once again, go to www.allthingsshri.com to get 10% off of your entire order. Yes, y'all. So can y'all believe we are on episode 99? Episode 99, where did time go? I'm over here we on episode 99. And then also too, I'm sorry my voice changed and stuff like that, the the audio, whatever. I just forgot something, so I'm actually about to grab it right now if I can find it. Where is it? It's something that I can't find it. Okay. So anywho, we are on episode 99. So do you know what that means? On next week, next Friday, we will be at episode 100. Crazy. And I'm just so grateful to even be able to say that, because I know at the time when I had first, thought about doing a podcast, I remember being on episode 1, 2, 3, and just saying to myself, and I remember I used to calculate okay, how long will it take for me to get to episode 100? And just to know that next week I will be hitting episode 100 is crazy. So I just really want to just say thank you to everyone. You guys have been awesome. I have listeners from all over the world, which I never expected. Starting out, it was just something that I was just going to do just to, just to kind of, do for therapy for me, talking about, foods and things like that. And then I had just came fresh off of, getting my master's degree in applied nutrition. So, starting this podcast was really near and dear to my heart. So, but when I started it 2 years ago on March 13th, I never, I knew I would get to episode 100, but I just didn't know it would be here so quick. So yes, y'all. So I want to say, if there's anything that you want to go after, go after it. The road will never, I tell y'all this right now, it will never look exactly how you had it planned. But I feel pretty much if you do the things that you can control, you will receive that outcome that you're looking for. It may not be exactly the outcome, but 9 times out of 10, I feel you will get the outcome that you desire. So yes, y'all. So we are on episode 99. And then also, too, I did celebrate a birthday, which was March 13th, this past Sunday. So shout out to anybody who is my birthday twin or anybody that is a Pisces. Shout out to my Pisces gang. I did celebrate a birthday this past Sunday, March 13th, which is also the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. So happy birthday to anybody who celebrated a birthday this week. Also, happy birthday to anybody that celebrated a birthday next week, or just happy birthday in general to anybody that is celebrating a birthday this month. It's always a blessing, something you should never take for granted. Even though a lot of times we may have birthday plans and things like that, it may not turn out like how we think it should. We should also always just be appreciative that, God gave us another day, to actually see another birthday, regardless of what's going on. And I know that's hard to say because, a lot of us, some people are dealing with difficult situations. Just a lot is going on. And like I told you guys last week, I had to put up some old throwback episodes 2 weeks in a row because of just some different things that I was dealing with in life. And like I said, the passing of my grandmother and just, just a few other things that I was dealing with. So I definitely understand. I definitely get it. But yes, y'all, still happy birthday to all of my March people. Let's see what else. Oh, also too, listen, the weather here in New York and Buffalo, listen, y'all, the weather is breaking today. I mean, like, I'm just like, yes, the weather is definitely breaking. It's going up, down, but it's hitting the 60s, it's hitting the 50s. I'm ready for it. Spring is Sunday, I believe. Yep, set Sunday. Spring is Sunday, and I'm just ready. I feel like spring is a season of new beginnings, and I'm just ready just to really get back on track, because I really did fall off. I fell off a lot. Beginning of the year, the top of the year, January, I did end up having COVID, and I fell off a lot. Like, I definitely fell off a lot in regards to like my eating, and also fell off mentally as well. So, my ultimate goal really is just to get back on track, figure out, okay, what things can I do to get myself back to where I want to be. And I'm also trying not to keep trying to be like so perfect, because I feel like a lot of times that's where I mess up. I'm like, okay, if I plan this out, it has to go according to this, or it has to be perfect. I'm trying to learn how to pivot, because if that's not one thing that I did not learn these past couple months, is you have to learn how to pivot. Just when you think something's going to go one way, it goes another way, but that doesn't mean that you have to throw the whole day away. That doesn't mean, you have to give up on your dreams. It just means that you have to pivot. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's literally my life, how it has been these past few months, is I literally have been learning to pivot, work with what I got, and just continue to keep going. So today I wanted to talk about like meal prepping. So this is something, I will be honest with you guys. I really have like a hate or love relationship with meal prepping. Like, it's so freaking weird to me, because it's like, I enjoy meal prepping because it's like, just to be able to get your food, grab it out the fridge, and just eat it and know what you can eat is magnificent. But I think the part that just annoys me a little bit, to be honest, is like the prepping part. Like, I feel like I spend hours and hours in the kitchen prepping. But, as I thought about it, I'm like, okay, your couple hours of prepping really doesn't even equate to how you can just be less stressful during the week, and how it'll definitely help keep you on track. So today I want to talk about like the benefits of meal prepping. And I'm not sure if any of you guys have meal prepped before, or thought about meal prepping, or maybe you have. I know meal prepping has been like a big thing. I would say like within the past, I was meal prepping hard maybe about 4 years ago. I know meal prep has been a big thing. I know there's meal prep services and things like that. But I want to talk to you guys about like the benefits of meal prepping, and then also some tips. So meal prepping is something that I definitely, am looking to get back into. Like for me, what I would do, like for my breakfast, I used to do overnight oatmeal. So the way I will meal prep that is that I would like set out usually 4 days worth of oatmeal, whatever. Cause I didn't like it to get too soggy, but I would make overnight oatmeal, put it in a mason jar, and keep it in the fridge. And so like, when it'll be Monday, I'll just grab and go. When it'll be Tuesday, I'll just grab and go and eat it. So honestly, y'all, meal prepping is a game changer. And if you never tried it, hopefully after this, listen to this podcast episode, you will be willing to give it a try, because honestly, y'all, listen, game changer. Even though, like I said, for me, just to be transparent, I personally sometimes be like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like, taking the time to do it. But once you do it and get out of your feelings, and that's something I'm learning too, just overall, is like learning to just get out of your feelings and just do what it is that you need to do. Because at the end of the day, your feelings is just going to get you stuck in that same cycle, and your feelings is not going to do nothing. So I want to talk about the benefits of meal prepping. So the first benefit of meal prepping is that you'll end up feeling less stressed during the week. So if you're already working a 9 to 5, or whatever you may be, maybe you might be a stay-at-home mom, whatever it may be, whatever your occupation is, you will find that you are less stressed during the week. No matter what you do, I don't care what your occupation is. I don't care if you don't even have a job. Life is life. There's always going to be something that comes up, maybe something that stresses you out. There's always going to be, possibly something that can occur that can make you stress. So one thing that I'm learning, and I've learned these past couple months, is I'm learning that you have to learn to cut out stress. Like, there's good stress, there's bad stress. There's always going to be something that comes up in life. But if you can just figure out, okay, what things can I control? So you can control meal prepping. So you'll find that if you meal prep, you will be less stressful during the week. So you don't have to worry about, the next one on my list was you don't have to worry about, what food you're going to make. You don't have to worry about, what you're going to eat. Like, you don't have to worry about picking out or anything like that. Overall, it gives you less stress during the week. And then also, too, this is for anyone who lives a busy lifestyle or has a lot going on within the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. Meal prepping also is a game changer. So if you know you have a lot going on or just a lot to do, meal prepping will definitely change the game for you because you won't have to focus on eating. You'll be focused on whatever it is that you need to do. So the next thing I will say, like I stated before, is that with meal prepping, is one less thing, like I said, to worry about. There's tons of things that, even though we try not to worry, and, I'm big on, doing like affirmations and meditating and things like that, and just trying to get yourself at peace. But like I said, life is life. And, just to be realistic, like I said, things do come up. But if you meal prep, that's one less thing you have to worry about. Just think about this. Think about how you can be in a stressful situation. All of a sudden, you're hungry now. So now you're hungry. Now you're hangry. And now you're trying to figure out, okay, what can I eat real quick? And 9 times out of 10, real quick could be, you might drive to get some fast food. You might get some Uber Eats, whatever it may be. A lot of times, I know for myself, if I'm stressed out and I don't have food planned, I'm not about to get something healthy. And, and I'm, like I said, I'm human and I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not about to get something healthy. I know I should eat healthy, but if I am stressed and I feel like I'm just like in a rocky place, I'm going to be like, okay, what can I get my hands on? Can I get my hands on chips, cookies, whatever it may be? So when you meal prep, it allows you to be like, okay, I'm stressed, but you know what? I already do have my lunch in the fridge. I'm stressed, but I already have dinner in my fridge. And then also, too, as we talk about foods that boost your mood, when you meal prep, you can specifically make sure that you cook foods that are going to make you feel good and feel energized. We talk about mood boosting foods a lot on these episodes. So if you go back to those episodes, I talk about things such as pineapple, spinach, your nuts, things like that, avocado. A lot of those foods will help boost your mood. So if you're feeling down or stressed, if you go grab that meal that's going to make you feel good, you're going to feel more at ease. The next one on my list is that, like I said, you'll just make better food choices. So when you meal prep, you will make better food choices. It won't be more off of a feeling. So a lot of times we eat off of emotions. I know I do it. And it's something that, I've been working on and I am trying to work on is that, a lot of us do it. If we're feeling a certain way, we might tend to pick up a bad food, or we can also be happy and feeling good. We might be like, you know what? Hey, sis, hey, bruh, I'm about to go out and give me some ice cream, whatever it may be. And also, too, it is kind of an American thing because if you really think about it, for birthdays, like even for my birthday, my family and friends, we celebrate like with dessert and stuff like that. And I mean, granted, I do believe that you should be able to eat that stuff once in a while. But, to eat it every day and stuff like that is just, not unfortunately, but unfortunately, it is unhealthy. So it can be detrimental to your health. So, we do live in a culture where when it comes to celebration, a lot of times if there's something we're celebrating, a lot of times you'll see pizza, you'll see wings. That's just the culture that we live in. So it is important, like I said, to meal prep because you'll be able to keep a better eye on your food choices. And you'll be able to know exactly what you're putting in your body. And also, too, if you have like allergies or, lactose intolerance or whatever it may be, it also will help you to figure out, okay, this food may not agree with me, or maybe this food makes me feel good, or when I eat this food, I feel weird. So it'll definitely help you figure out exactly, what food choices to make. And then also, too, so I am a type 1 diabetic. So if you are a diabetic, type 1 or type 2, or know someone that is a diabetic, you can always suggest meal prepping because that really can help you figure out how to manage your blood sugar as well. The next one on my list, another benefit of meal prepping is that it helps keep you goal-oriented. And yes, I mean goal-oriented in regards to if you have like wellness goals. So if you have like, fitness goals, it helps you with that. But I'm talking about outside of food and nutrition. It will help you stay goal-oriented, whether or not you're running a business, whether or not you have goals, outside of running a business or anything like that. If you just have some goals that are outside of, meal prepping, like if you have a goal to graduate, if you meal prep, you will realize like, okay, that's one less thing to worry about. And you may notice that you might become more goal oriented. So, it's just one less thing, to check off your list. So I feel like a lot of times when I have goals, whatever, and then I don't have my food plan, yes, I might be goal oriented, but I'm also on the side, trying to, figure out, okay, exactly what I'm eating. But I feel like when I meal prep, I feel like just like exercising and things like that, I feel like my days are planned out better. And that's basically the key thing of today is, just planning. Another thing too is that with meal prepping, you can also keep a good tracking, like I said, of the foods that you eat. So if you're trying to calculate how much protein you're eating, how much sodium you're getting, how much fiber you're taking, that's another good way to figure out, okay, what exactly I'm eating versus just picking up whatever you can find. Food tracking is definitely another beneficial way to just stay on top of your health. And then also too, the last benefit I will say is that, meal prepping will just make you feel happy. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. Like I said, this is the I'm Good podcast, a place for you to feel good. Meal prep will make you feel happy because you'll feel accomplished. And like when you see your other coworkers, somebody else eating something unhealthy, not to say that you should bash them, but you will feel good when you, go in the fridge and take out your healthy food or whatever it may be that you prepared. Meal prep keeps you on track and it helps keep you focused. Just like I said, having a plan to work out, having a plan to do whatever it is, meal planning, honestly, y'all, will help you, keep focus. And so just some really, really quick tips as well. I just want to leave you guys with, something that, like I said, I used to meal prep a lot. I have not, honestly, y'all, I haven't meal prepped in maybe 6 months. I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm meal prep, but it's not to the big extent. Like I used to meal prep, like me and my coworker, we had did this thing called 30-day transformation. And one of the things is that we had to meal prep. So I used to eat 6 times a day and I was really big on meal prepping. I had the containers. I did it all. So, one thing that I did learn and something that, I did learn after the fact, but it is important. One important tip is to buy your basics first. So whether that's your seasonings, your canned food, your protein powders, I will say the first step is to buy your basics first. Buy your basics first. If that means your peppers, whatever, you want to freeze them, do that. But buy your basics first. I feel like a lot of times with me or a lot of people, we think big, like, oh, let me get this, let me get that, let me get the chicken. No. Well, chicken can be your basic, but buy your basics first. Buy the things that you know that you will be using repeatedly. And then I would say the next step is to buy the food that you're going to prep. So say, for instance, if you're doing a salad or whatever it may be, salad doesn't last that long, but buying your basics, the basic things that you know that you need in order to make your meals. Also, too, another quick tip or pointer is to make sure that you buy enough plastic baggies, aka Ziploc bags. I get the snack portion size, buy the freezer size. Making sure that you have enough of that because, you can also pack little foods or whatever you have food, however you're meal prepping, you can put foods in your Ziploc bag and throw it in your purse, or my fellas, you can just keep it in your car or wherever it may be, or your backpack. But yeah, so buying plastic baggies to put food in. And then also too, just some basic pots and pans. You don't even need that many. Let me tell y'all, I really be working with 2 pans, honestly. But, just some basic pots and pans, as many, especially if you're new to this and you're not into cooking or whatever it may be, but just some basic pots and pans that you can have. And then some of y'all might be meal prepping where a lot of your foods are raw foods, which I mean, just eating salad and, carrots, whatever it may be. So some of y'all may not necessarily need pots and pans. Those are more so for people that are going to be cooking. So those are just some really, really quick tips in regards to meal prepping. But like I said, I am going to listen, I got to get back into meal prepping. Like I said, I have so many meal prep containers at my house and I'm y'all, I have to do something with these meal prep. They're looking at me. They just be looking at me like, sis, what are we doing? So I just keep telling myself listen, yeah, I definitely need to get back to meal prepping and meal planning. So hopefully you guys do too. Hopefully, me talking about the benefits and, just giving you guys some tips will help you guys, want to, get into meal prepping and meal planning. Because like I said, overall, it will definitely help you feel less stress. So today's quote of the week is, an hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. Once again, an hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. All right, I'm good, fam. You already know what time it is. We are now at the end of this week's show, and I hope this information was insightful, helpful, and everything in between. And do not forget to go ahead and subscribe to the I'm Good podcast. Be sure to also make sure that you share this podcast, leave a review, tell a friend, okay? And also, too, do not forget to go ahead and check out our sponsor, www.allthingsshree.com, and use your promo code I'mGoodFam to get 10% off your entire order. Once again, thank you to everyone who has tuned in. Y'all, we on a road to 100. 2 years in the game. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see all of you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.